All right, what up, though? Welcome back to Detroit Sports Report. All right, today we are going to obviously talk about the meltdown in the NFC Championship game. We're going to talk about some things that happened. We're going to talk about also what does this mean for this team and this city moving forward. What type of moves should we or should we not make? Let's talk about it. All right, what up, though? All right, so listen, man, let's just talk about the elephant in the room right off the rip. The fourth down, the fourth down and the decision by Dan Campbell to go for it. I'm a believer in, listen, you do what you've been all season. All season, you've been this type of team. You don't get to an NFC Championship game and all of a sudden change up. You know, like Tiger doesn't change its stripes. You're not going to change your stripes in the NFC Championship game. Because I've seen a lot of people saying, yeah, I can understand you going for the fourth down in a regular season game, but you don't do it in a playoff game. Listen, those people need to do me one favor, please. You need to just shut the hell up, because it sounds crazy to say you're going to be one thing all year and then now you get to a NFC Championship game and then change. You don't do that. A head coach is not going to do that. A head coach isn't going to send that message to his team. You don't do that. That's just the same thing on the flip side. If you have a real conservative coach all year, every game, he's been real conservative in his play calling, in the style of play, and this is what he's been. He's not going to get to an NFC Championship game all of a sudden and say, okay, you know what, guys? We're going to start going for it on fourth down and be aggressive. No. So if you're not going to flip and change from that, you're not going to change and say, yo, we've been aggressive all year, and now NFC Championship game, we're going to pull back. No, you've been going for it. Everybody, I heard everybody giving Dan Campbell credit and loving him last week when we went for it on 4th and 2 and we scored a touchdown. Why? Because of the results. But that's what people do. They like to judge something based off of the result, not the actual call. Because if we convert that fourth down, then they're loving Dan Campbell. Oh, they're going to say, what a great call. I love that he stayed aggressive even in an NFC Championship game. But the fact that it didn't work, now everybody wants to play Monday morning quarterback. And that's not what I'm going to do, because I agree with the call. I respect the call. And let's also talk about this. The fact is, he made the call. Fourth down, let's go for it. It's not his fault that the player, and I got to call him out, Josh Reynolds, didn't make the play. When you go for this, everybody has to step up and do their job. And everything, well, first of all, you got to have the play. You got to know, we're going for it. I have a play, and listen, it's got to be a good play. Check that box because it was a good play. Everybody has to do their job. The offensive line has to block, give Jared Goff the time. Check, they did that. All the other receivers and other tight ends, the receivers, they got to do their job and block or run the right route. Josh Reynolds has to run the right route. Check, we did that. Jared Goff has to stay poised and find the right guy, make the right read, and deliver the ball. Check, he did that. The only thing that didn't work was Josh Reynolds dropping a very catchable ball. Was it a perfect ball? No, we ain't going to say that. But it was good. It was good enough. And 99 out of 100 times, Josh Reynolds, he makes that play. He's been making that play all year. So we can't knock him for that. He's been consistent. He's been reliable. He just choked it away at the worst opportune time. And it sucks. It hurts. And I know that. But you can't knock the call. Now, we can criticize Josh Reynolds for not making the play that was there to be made. But I'm not going to knock the call, because this is who we are. This is what you do during the regular season. You make these calls to prepare your team for these high leverage situations. So now you get to an NFC Championship game, the team ain't going to second guess themselves and not have the confidence to run this play. Fourth down, they're ready. They have the confidence, they have the experience, and now they're ready to go execute it. And they did everything. Everything played out. Except for the player just didn't make the catch. And that sucks. But I'm not putting that on Dan Campbell. I'm not going to do that. And for the people who are, listen, oh well, I can't tell you nothing. I know you're hurt. I know you're frustrated, disappointed. All the emotions are crazy right now. But I'm not going to go as far as saying Dan Campbell is at fault for that and Dan Campbell needs to go. I mean, that's just, we're not even going to talk about the people saying he needs to be fired. That's just complete ridiculousness. Those people, they need to just go jump in a damn river somewhere because that's just stupid. That's just stupid. So we're not going to address that. Dan Campbell, he's our coach. He's going to be here for the next 5-10 years or even longer. So that is what it is. But so anyway, so that fourth down call, that's not okay to me. Let's talk about what I do believe is the problem and the issue and why we lost this game. It was the players. Now, I just named the Josh Reynolds drop. That was only one of them. He had another very catchable ball on a big time play, dropped the ball. We had, unfortunately, great young player. I love him. I hope he's here for his whole career. He's going to be a great player. But Jahmyr Gibbs, a crucial fumble in the third quarter. It sucks it happened. Our first turnover in the whole playoffs was that fumble. And it came at the very worst time. So that fumble, hold on. Yeah, so anyway, that fumble just came at the worst time. And so honestly, the players, they just kind of let this thing slip out of their hands down the stretch. I don't know if they got nervous. I don't know if it was a choke job. It was just because it was one thing after another. I mean, you had the bomb by Brock Purdy that was supposed to be intercepted. But unfortunately, instead of catching it with his hands, Vildor tried to catch it with his face mask, and it bounced off his face. And Ayuk had the wherewithal to catch it off the bounce, which was it was just a crazy play. One of those just crazy plays that you just don't see. But Ayuk made a heads up play. And I guess Vildor made a heads up play as well. Yeah, he literally made a heads up play and bounced it off his head. And then Ayuk made a heads up play to make the catch. So that was just one of those crazy plays that was just a backbreaker, man. And they ended up scoring a touchdown off of that. So that was a big play in the game. There was a couple times that Brock Purdy I don't know, he just like had a Lamar Jackson, Michael Vick experience and just started, he would drop back, nobody was open, and he would and listen, you got to give him credit because he just made a decision and was very, just made a quick decision, drop back, nobody open, and just bam, used his legs and hit the running lanes and picked up some big time first downs and some big time yards running the ball. I mean, there was a couple times that we had him. The defense, missed tackles was another thing. We had this man. They had him dead to rights, had a flat out sack. And the one, I forgot who it was. I think it was a cornerback. I don't remember who it was, but they had him dead to rights and just kind of like went over him. Brock Purdy ducked out of it. And that's when he ducked out of that one and just made a big time throw. Was that the throw to the fullback, Kyle Juszczyk, for the big first down, or that was the sideline one, the sideline toe tap by a fullback? We should have had Brock Purdy sacked on that play, but he gets out of it and he makes a hell of a play, a heads up play, and catches Kyle Juszczyk, however you say his name, on the sidelines for a toe tap first down. And credit the fullback, a fullback making that catch and keeping his 2 feet in bound. It was a great play. And like I said, Brock Purdy getting away from the pressure. But our defense, you have to finish that play. You have to finish that play. This isn't Cam Newton, Ben, the big quarterback, Josh Allen, that, can break a tackle and get you off of him. This is a guy that you have him, you got to make that play. So the defense just missing those tackles was big time and was crucial. I can even understand McCaffrey, Debo, those guys breaking tackles and miss tackles on those guys because they run really aggressive in with yeah, and those kind of plays when you can't tackle the quarterback, not a receiver, a running back, but the quarterback, when you just can't make those plays, those are backbreakers. Those are backbreakers. And just the another thing was the momentum just completely shifted. The first half we were dominant. It looked like we were just gonna walk away with that game. And it hurt that we didn't get that first or that touchdown at the end of the first half. That would have been big time. We ended up having to take the field goal. So that sucked because getting a touchdown in that situation, that really changes the game as well. But yeah, there was just so many other things and plays by the players that really cost us this game. And that's why I'm not getting on here today and putting the blame on Dan Campbell, because he did something that he did all year long and that people have loved him doing all year long when it works. Understand it doesn't work. Sometimes it's not going to work. We understand this. But fourth and three or less all season long, they've converted that for an 84% clip. 84%. So you're telling me we have an 84% chance of making this play and people are complaining that he went for it? I hear people saying, yeah, just take the points. Just take the points, man. You got to take the field goal. Since when did the NFL just start giving out points? I've never seen, not one time, I've been watching football, and specifically the Lions and the NFL for 35 plus years. I've never once seen a team go to the ref and say, hey, yeah, we'll just take the points. Can you just give us the 3 points? We'll just take the points. No. It don't work that way. You still have to line up for a field goal, and there's still 11 guys on the other side trying to stop you from making this field goal. And you have weather conditions. You have nerves from the kicker. You have all kinds of things that go into a would have been a 46-yard field goal that's not guaranteed to make. So you don't just take the points. You have to go try to get those points. You have to try to earn those points. And it's not 100%. If field goals, if throughout the NFL history, if it was 100% field goal success rate, well then yeah, then you take the points. But there's no such thing as taking points. You have to go try to earn those points. And a field goal is not 100% success rate, like I just said. So there's still a chance you try to line up for a 46-yard field goal, and Michael Badgley, not like we got Justin Tucker or somebody, but Michael Badgley, there is a chance he could have missed that field goal. And that's just a fact. I mean, I don't have those numbers in front of me, but I would like to see what is Badgley's percentage from a 46 yards and longer field goal. What is his percentage? Is it better than 84% or is it right around that same ballpark? I would really like to know, because I know that we are converting our 4th and 3 in shorter at 84%. So that was a good call for me. So anyway, that's why I'm not coming here to kill Dan Campbell today. Not doing it. There's a lot of people out there that probably are. So if that's what you want to hear, you can definitely go check that out. But no, I'm not doing that. I'm putting this squarely on the players, because we had chances after chances to make plays offensively in the second half, and we didn't do it. We had chances to make plays on the defensive side in the second half, and we just didn't do it. So those things and that snowball just started getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And that momentum completely shifted from us to them in the second half. And it just got away from us. And next thing you know, we're looking up like, yo, what the just happened? I mean, and that was it. And I hate using this word, but I think our players just choked it away, because we're doing things that we didn't see them doing all year. I mean, what was it? All see, like I said, all playoffs long, we didn't even have a turnover until the Jahmyr Gibbs fumble. That's crazy. And all year long, um, I was damn, what was it? Something about our biggest point differential in the third quarter all year long for the whole season. That game was our biggest point differential. And there's something else that happened in this game in the third or fourth quarter that didn't happen all year long. So it's like we were doing things consistently all year long, and then now in this third or fourth quarter of this game, things just got away. I mean, Josh Reynolds, he's been really consistent. He's been reliable for us all year. And then now he has a really catchable ball, not a contested throw, not a deep ball. It was just a short route that he just didn't catch. So it's unfortunate that these guys, kind of literally and figuratively just dropped the ball, but they did. So this is a learning moment though. So at the end of the day, it is what it is. This was a good learning moment. It's experience for our team, our players, our coaches. And the good thing looking forward, now let's look at the half glass full perspective real quick. We have a young team, okay? Most of our core players are really good core players. Most of them are either rookies or second, third year players. So we have a lot of good young talent that's going to be here. It's on the organization, on the management to work out the contracts and all that stuff. Who can you keep? Because we know we can't keep everybody. We know some players are going to be gone, and we're going to get some new guys in. We know the coaching staff is going to look different. I mean, trust me, I wish we could run it back with Aaron Glenn and Ben Johnson. I wish we could. But there are reports out there saying Ben Johnson is really connected to this Washington Commanders team job. So he may get that head coaching job. So that's going to be a big hit we're going to take because we know how important Ben Johnson has been to this offense. We know this. So to get a new philosophy, a new voice in there from the offensive coordinator position, that's going to be big. And so they got to make that work. They got to make all this work. The defensive coordinator, he started Aaron Glenn. I give him credit because the last 5 or 6 games of the season, in the playoff games, he started putting together a really good scheme for this team. Now, I think we just need better players to put on that defense. So we need to draft and free agents. We got to draft some good players and do something in free agency. But I think Aaron Glenn started putting some things together. That corner blitz, that thing, that was a big play for us in both playoff games. And our defense obviously look at the first half. Our defense looked really good. In the second half, our defense, while obviously they gave up some big plays, but they still made some plays. They had chances and opportunities. But as far as the defensive philosophy, I think Aaron Glenn started doing a really good job the last 5-6 games. So I give him credit. I would love to see him here again next year because he knows what he has. And then you get him some new pieces, get him some more talent on that defense. And I think he can really put together a good defensive game plan. So I don't know, we might have one or two, or we might not have one or both of these guys. So we're going to have to wait and see what that looks like. But I do like I said, I like our young talent. And we have Jared Goff, who's very, one thing we cannot say in this whole game and in this playoff run, Jared Goff did not jack this off. He had 0 turnovers, 0 interceptions. He played really good. Jared Goff showed me he gained a lot of respect for me because he played ball and he had us in all these games. He did his job. That's one person you cannot point the fingers at all was Jared Goff. So I wouldn't mind him being the quarterback moving forward. But people are just really forgetting about Hendon Hooker though. And if Hendon Hooker can go and compete and steal this job, I wouldn't be surprised. I really wouldn't, because he has a very strong arm, accurate, and he can move with his feet. That's the one thing Jared Goff don't have is the mobility. Hendon Hooker has that. So we'll see what he does in the offseason, preseason, and all that. So we'll see. But I'm just saying, I wouldn't be surprised if he stole this job in the next year or two. We'll see. Because I've seen it happen before with Russell Wilson. They went and got a quarterback and paid him. He just got a big contract. And then they ended up drafting Russell Wilson. And even though this guy, they just paid him that year, Russell Wilson came and took that job as a rookie. But, we'll see. But even if it doesn't end up being Hendon Hooker, like I said, I'm completely confident in Jared Goff moving forward in all our young pieces. So we just need to add to it. Obviously, like I said, in the draft, we see Brad Holmes is a great drafter. He really gets good talent. We don't have a top 5 pick or anything like that, but he can still get good value in the late first round and in the second, third, fourth, fifth rounds. He can get some good talent in here. So we'll have more talent on the team next year. We'll see what they do in free agency, and we'll see. But I think we have a bright future. Now, nothing is a given because we got to stay healthy. We didn't have no big time injuries on some of our major pieces. So you got to stay healthy throughout the season next year. You got to build that chemistry with the new coordinators, whatever happens with that. And this team still has to be hungry. They got to have that hunger and passion. And that's why I like Dan Campbell. He'll have these guys ready. But you look around the league, there's still other teams that are going to get better. Green Bay is not going anywhere. They were actually the youngest team in the playoffs with a very young and a very good quarterback. So that team's just going to get better next year. And remember, they had a chance. They had a good chance to win that game against San Francisco. They could have been playing in this NFC Championship game. So Green Bay's going to be around. Matthew Stafford and the Rams, we see what they look like at the second half of the season. They're not going anywhere right now. You got Dallas, always going to have a talented team. You never know when they're going to put together a solid playoff run. You got Philly. There's a good chance we can see Philly look like what they did last year when they went to a Super Bowl. So you still got Philly out there. So we have a couple of teams in the NFC that are going to be here competing. But even saying all that, I still like our team. I love our team. I like our youth. And I think we're going to be all right moving forward. So we just got to keep in San Francisco too. I forgot to mention them. So I just want us to keep rolling, keep that same passion and energy next year, and we'll see. I think, and like I said, it's nothing is a given. So it's not guaranteed that, we had a great young team, so next year we almost made it, so next year we're guaranteed we can make a Super Bowl. That's not how this works. I wish it did, but that's not how it works. We have to put in the work, and we have to stay hungry, and guys have to stay healthy. So we'll see what happens, but I do like our chances, and I think we'll be around for this next 5, 6, 7-year run, really knocking on that door. And, I wouldn't be surprised at all if we made it to a Super Bowl or 2 in this next 5-year run. So we'll see what happens. But we got a lot to look forward to. So, other than that, I just want to say this real quick. Congratulations. Salute to the Lions, man. They gave us a lot to root for this season. They had the whole state of Michigan, not just the city of Detroit. They had the whole state of Michigan rallying. Everywhere I go, I would see a Lions fan, man. We'll say, what up, man? Hey, go Lions, And it was just a great thing to see around the whole city. And they gave us a lot of good winning football this year, 12-5. So we had a lot of good, happy weeks. When we get that good win, we had a great, happy week going to work and just, hanging out with your friends. They gave us a lot of good weeks this year. And that's what it's all about, It's all about when you can have a happy football season, man, your life is just so much better. And that's what it is. And they gave us a lot of that this year. So let's just, congratulate them. Salute to all the fans, all the Lions fans, because all the Lions fans, they've been really passionate about this team. They showed up at Ford Field, like 35,000 yesterday during the watch party. You know what I'm saying? We had the house packed during the 2 playoff games. Dan Campbell said the crowd helped them win a football game. So the crowd was ridiculous. The fans are great. You always got some of them, boneheaded fans that are going to say a lot of stupid things. But hey, they're going to do what they're going to do. They're going to hate. But salute to the fans. We've been a great fan base. Let's just keep this positive energy. Let's look forward to next year, because now when we say, hey, next year we got a chance, now it's just not wishful thinking. Now it's a reality. We actually have a really great young team. So now it's a reality that we could be playing for a Super Bowl next year. So let's just be happy for that, man. And let's see how it plays out. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to win a lot of games again next year. I'll see you guys during the season next year. But also, don't forget, we got a lot of news that we're going to be covering. We got the draft coming up. We're going to have a lot of moves going on. You know what I'm saying? So make sure you tune in to Detroit Sports Report, so we can keep you in tune with all the good Detroit sports news, whether it's the Lions, the Pistons, the Red Wings. They're having a good year. Shout out to the Red Wings. And then, you know what I'm saying, we got the Tigers coming up pretty soon. So, yo, come tap in, come hang out, man. Let's talk some sports. Go ahead and leave a comment. Tell me, what do you think was the most disappointing thing about the game to you last night? And also tell me, what do you feel good about this team? What do you feel good about this team moving forward? Drop it in the comments. Let's keep this conversation rolling, man. And I'm gonna see you guys in the next video. And if you haven't done so by now, please subscribe, like, share the video. We're trying to run these numbers up so we can be in the algorithm with all the other great Detroit sport podcasts out there, man. This your boy Chris, man. Peace and love to everybody out there. Let's go Lions, man. We down, but we're not out, because next year we're gonna have another chance. Let's go.